Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I want to make a combo tutorial with the Fiendsmith. This card is absolutely insane and you are going to see why. Because I'm going to showcase you combos with the Fiendsmith in 4 different decks, 4 different archetypes. Let's start with the first combo. So here we have the Fiendsmith in a Snake Eye deck. We don't have any Snake Eyes engine right now, but this is going to change because we have the Fiendsmith and this card is full combo for Snake Eye. So discard the Fiendsmith. Search Fiendsmith Tractors. This card can search any light fiend monster. We search the favorite Lurie and then we discard the favorite Lurie. Then favorite Lurie effect. When it's discarded, we special summon the Lurie. Then link 1 into Fiendsmith Requiem, requires any light fiend monster. Then we tribute the Requiem, special summon another copy of the Fiendsmith from the deck. Then Fiendsmith, shuffling back the Lurie. Now we have 2 Fiendsmith on the board. So we could make them into a Beatrice right away, but for this combo we are going to go into Fiendsmith Sequentia first. So Sequentia effect, shuffling back the Requiem and 1 Fiendsmith to special summon Fiendsmith Lagrimosa. And this one can reborn the Fiendsmith from the graveyard, and now we have 2 level 6 that we could make into Beatrice. And now Beatrice effect, sending Snake Eye Ash, then link 3 into Promethean Princess. Now Promethean Princess, special summon Snake Eye Ash. And now it's basically a normal Snake Eye combo, so Poplar, special summon itself. Then Poplar, grab the field spell plays Snake Eye Diabellstar, Snake Eye Ash, get rid of Promethean Princess, and Ash because we want to get rid of the Firelock, and then we summon Oak from the deck. Then Oak, special summon back the Ash, then Ash and Poplar into IP, and then we spell Trap Zone with the Poplar, the Ash, but this doesn't matter, we could also spell Trap Zone the Poplar here. Now Oak effect. Oak gets rid of the Ash, and then we summon Snake Eye's Flamebird Dragon from the deck directly. Snake Eye Diabellstar, placing the Oak in the spell trap zone, and then we make a Selene here. Selene get 3 counters because we have the Fiendsmith Tractors in the grave as a third spell. Then remove 3 counters, special summon back Snake Eye Diabellstar. And then we make Apollousa with 2 materials. And then Flamebird Dragon, spell traps on IP. So this is the standard Snake Eyes endboard, 5 interruptions, 2 Apollousa negates, IP into SP, and then Promethean Princess in a graveyard which can pop the Flamebird Dragon, and Flamebird Dragon gives us follow-up. So 5 interruptions and full Snake Eye combo with just 1 Fiendsmith and no Snake Eye starters. Now, combo number 2, here we have the Fiendsmith and Snake Eye Ash. And we are going to start with the Fiendsmith, grabbing the Tractors, and then Tractors into favorite Lurie. Discarding the Lurie special summon itself, link into Requiem, Requiem summon Fiendsmith, and then Fiendsmith Graveyard effect, shuffle back to special summon, make Sequentia, Sequentia shuffle back to a fusion summon, Lagrimosa, Lagrimosa special summon back to Fiendsmith. And here we make a 3 material Apollousa, which is going to protect the Snake Ash against any hand traps from the opponent, so we can negate any Ash, any Biro from here on, and then we just go normal summon Snake Ash. Add Poplar and full Snake Eyes combo from here. Now, combo number 3. Here we have Snake Eye Ash and Fiendsmith, but I'm going to show you a different variation of the combo. So we are going to start with Snake Eye Ash, grabbing the Poplar, and keeping the Fiendsmith in the hand as an extender. Then Poplar, field spell, placing the Snake Eyes Diabellstar. Then Oak, Oak effect to special summon back Ash. Then Oak to summon the Flamebird Dragon from the deck. So basically the full Snake Eyes combo with just Snake Ash, and then Flamebird Dragon Poplar, special summon back 2 bodies, and then we spell Trap Zone the Diabellstar, then Promethean Princess, Princess Revive. By the way, I forgot to special summon the Snake Eyes Flamebird Dragon in defense in the first replay, but you should summon this in defense to play around Lightning Storm. So Flamebird Dragon effect, spell Trap Zone the IP, then here we make Heater, then Snake Eyes Diabellstar, spell Trap Zone Oak, and then Selene gain counters, lose counters, special summon Snake Eyes Diabellstar. And then here we make a 2 material Apollousa. And now we still have the Fiendsmith in the hand. So what are we going to do with the Fiendsmith? Discarding the Fiendsmith, searching the Tractors. Then Tractors, search Lurie, discard Lurie. Then we have a light field monster on the field, link into Fiendsmith Requiem, getting a Fiendsmith from the deck. Then Fiendsmith Graveyard effect. And here we have a couple decisions to make. So here we could go into DDD, Wave Hiking Caesar, which would be 2 Solemn Warnings. And now we have 7 interruptions. 7 interruptions with just 2 cards. This is absolutely insane. But it is not the only potential endboard we could go into. Instead of going for the DDD, I'm going to show you another potential endboard. So here we link those two into Fiendsmith Sequentia. And then Fiendsmith Sequentia, shuffling back the Requiem to summon the Lacrimosa. And the Lacrimosa reborn the Fiendsmith. And here we can use the graveyard effect of Fiendsmith Structures to fusion summon by using the material from our hand or the field. And here we have 3 light fiend monsters on the graveyard, including 1 Fiendsmith. That means we can fusion summon into Fiendsmith Dire's Eyrie. So special summoning the Fiendsmith Dire's Eyrie and then equipping it with the Sequentia. And this is an Omni Negate for up to 2 cards, but we have to use the Omni Negate at once. However, if we still have the wanted poster in the hand, then we could play through Dark Ruler, and I'm going to show you how. So we set the wanted post, and if the opponent hits us with the Dark Ruler no more on this endboard, then we go Chaining 2, Wanted, Seeker of the Sinful Spoils, Chaining 3, Fiendsmith Dire's Eyrie, negate the Dark Ruler no more. And then we still keep the Apo Interruption, Flame Witch into IPSP, and we completely play the true Dark Ruler no more. This is absolutely insane what this engine can do. So here we have a Fiendsmith Snake deck. The extra deck is really tight, so we might either want to cut either the DDD or the Dire's Eyrie, depending on the card that we don't want to have in our endboard. And we could add an access code talker for additional OTK lines going second. Or we could just play an Anima, so we probably have to choose between DDD and the Dire's Eyrie. Now, combo number 4. Here we are playing the Fiendsmith in a Yubel deck. So how are we going to achieve the full Yubel endboard with just the Fiendsmith and any other card in the hand? Well, I'm going to show you how. So we discard the Fiendsmith, then search Tractus, use Tractus, search Lurie, discard Lurie, then special summon Lurie, link into Requiem, special summon the Fiendsmith from the deck. Graveyard effect of the Fiendsmith, shuffle back the Lurie, then link into Sequentia, shuffle back 2, fusion summon Lacrimosa. And then we go into Beatrice again. But this time we are using the Beatrice effect to send Samsara D Lotus, which is a starter for the Yubel deck. And then we link those two into Muckraker from the Underworld. And this card has a pretty similar role as Promethean Princess for Snake Eye. We are using the effect to revive the Samsara D Lotus here, and then we have to discard for card effect. So, and this is why we need a discard for Muckraker for this combo. Then Samsara D Lotus. Summon the Spirit of Yubel, then Spirit of Yubel to either search or spell Trap Zone the Nightmare Pain. The Nightmare Pain, pop the Spirit of Yubel at Gruesome Grave Squirmer. Then Spirit of Yubel to float into the OG Yubel. Then Gruesome Grave Squirmer, pop the Yubel effect to float into Yubel the Tarot Incarnate. Then link those two into Unchained Soul of Yama at Shavara. And then here we make the Phantom of Yubel, which is going to protect us against any potential hand traps from the opponent from this point on. And then Gruesome Grave Skirmer, summon back the Spirit of Yubel. And then here we have the Shavara pop the Spirit of Yubel effect to float into Yubel that we just shuffled back with the Phantom of Yubel. And then we link those two into Unchained Soul of Rage. And then we get the Shavara effect to set an Unchained trap from the deck. Here we could set the Escape or the Chamber. I prefer Escape. And then in the end phase, we get the Samsara D Lotus to special summon itself back out. And then we still have to tribute for Yubel, but we can tribute the Muckraker. And now we have basically the full endboard for Yubel with the Phantom, which can override one monster effect. Then Samsara D Lotus, which can override another monster effect. And this card is basically an IP, but even better than IP, because we can use one monster from the opponent to go into SP Little Knight. Then we have SP Little Knight to banish, SP Little Knight to banish until the end phase, and we got rid of one monster from the opponent. So 3 interruptions with this card, then 2 more from the Yubel monsters, and then we still have the Escape of the Unchained, which can pop an additional card. Then we get the Yama effect to revive back the Soul of Rage. So we ended on 6 interruptions with 1 single Fiendsmith and 1 discard in a Yubel deck. And this could be a decklist for Yubel post info. I have no idea if those ratios are correct, I just copy pasted them from other lists that I have seen. And the hand traps are pretty much the same compared to Snake Eye, but we have one interesting decision that we could make with the Yubel deck. And the decision is playing Sanctus over Tractus. And Sanctus has one really interesting advantage over the Tractus, because it allows the deck to make a rank 6, even if the opponent draws us after the activation of the Fiendsmith. So we can just use the Sanctus even after we got drawn, while we cannot use the Tractus anymore. However, this card has 2 major disadvantages. The first disadvantage is that it can only be a starter and not really an extender, because this card only works when we control 0 monsters or only light fiend monsters. And the second disadvantage is that we can only attack with fiend monsters for the rest of the turn. However, all of those monsters are fiends, so the second disadvantage doesn't really matter in a Yubel deck. And in the extra deck, you probably want to play both the Yidi and the Dire's Eyrie, because you are going to fiend lock yourself with Muckraker in some Yubel lines, so you want to have the option to go for a strong endboard while you are fiend locked. By the way, the same concept works for Labrynth, because this is another deck that uses fiend monsters that we can revive back with Muckraker. So even in a Labrynth deck, we can take advantage of the Fiendsmith engine, and we do not care about the extra deck lock from the Welcome Labrynth, because we are going to summon a majority of Fiend extra deck monsters anyways. So standard early combo here, then we go into Sequentia, shuffle back Fiendsmith and Requiem to summon Lacrimosa. Lacrimosa, revive back, and then here we go into Beatrice. Beatrice could send the Ariana. And then we go into Muckraker, Muckraker summon back the Ariana, and then discard the Imperm, add the big Welcome Labrynth. And then this is basically the end of the combo, but we could extend from here on depending on what we have in the hand. So if we have any furniture piece or the big Welcome Labrynth in the hand already, then we could search the Kuklok with the Ariana and activate the big Welcome Labrynth immediately. And then we summon Lovely, pop a card from the opponent, set back the big Welcome Labrynth, and then we end on Lovely, which can pop one card in the opponent's hand, and then reset the big Welcome Labrynth. In the next turn, we go big Welcome Labrynth again, special summon Lady, and then pop another card in the opponent's hand, and try to outgrind the opponent with the Labrynth engine that we have. I have another Labrynth combo for you if you have the Fiendsmith and the Welcome Labrynth. This one doesn't require a discard for the Muckraker, but it requires you to main deck one additional brick, so I'm not exactly sure if the additional combo potential is worth main decking one brick. So we start with the Fiendsmith, grabbing the Requiem, then Requiem effect, add Fabulary, discard Fabulary, Fabulary effect. Make the Requiem, make the Fiendsmith, then Fiendsmith Graveyard effect, and then we link those into Sequentia, and then Sequentia effect the Fusion Summon into Lacrimosa. And here we make Beatrice, but here we send Angel of Blue Tears. And this card has a really interesting graveyard effect. So if effect damage is inflicted, except during the damage step, you can banish this card from the graveyard, set one normal trap directly from your hand or deck. So we can set any normal trap directly from the deck here, and if set from the hand, it can be activated this turn. If we have the Welcome Labrynth in the hand, then we can just link into Muckraker, or just any link to in general, could be also SP Little Knight here. And now we send the Lacrimosa to the graveyard. That means we can use the graveyard effect of the Lacrimosa, shuffle back Sequentia, and inflict 1200 damage to the opponent, which is also really great if we are in timeout. Then the opponent takes the 1200 burn damage, which triggers the Angel of Blue Tears. Now we can set any normal trap directly from the deck or from the hand, and if we set it from the hand, we can use it here. So we set the Welcome Labrynth. Then we are going to use the Welcome Labrynth, summon Ariana. Ariana, add either the Welcome Labrynth or any furniture, and if we have already the big Welcome or a furniture that could access the big Welcome, then we can search the Kuklok here. So Kuklok, discard itself, set the big Welcome Labrynth, summon Lovely from the deck. And then we bounce back the Ariana. We could also bounce back our own Muckraker, and this triggers the Lovely, the Kuklok, and the Welcome Labrynth in the graveyard. So we get to reset the Welcome Labrynth, add back the Kuklok, and then hand trip the opponent for one card. On resolution, we are going to use the effect of Lovely to reset the big Welcome. And then during the opponent's turn, we have the Welcome Labrynth into Lady. First of all, Kuklok. And then big Welcome. Here we chain the Lady to set any normal trap directly from the deck. And we can use it immediately because of Kuklok. So summon Ariana, bounce back the Lovely. And then Lady, Lovely, Ariana, Kuklok. Add back, reset the Welcome Labrynth. And yeah, we basically achieved the full setup for Labrynth. Even though we did not open the Kuklok, we accessed the Kuklok because we opened the Fiendsmith. So Fiendsmith enables so many additional combo lines for Labrynth, and we could also keep the Beatrice on the board, send transaction rollback. And the Labrynth deck is already main decking transaction rollback, so transaction rollback is not a brick in this deck because we can discard it with the furniture pieces. And then we use transaction rollback on a card like Big Welcome Labrynth, or Distract of the Rumor Karma Cannon, or Imperm, and then we get additional interruptions with the Fiendsmith in the Labrynth. So yeah, I hope you can see why this card is great, even in control-oriented decks like Labrynth. And for the Labrynth deck that already main decks Transaction Rollback in combination with Furniture cards, Ariana and Big Welcome Labrynth, we might actually consider to side deck the Mayakashi Saga, because this card can turn skip the opponent and we can set up the turn skip really easy with just one Fiendsmith. So Labrynth is probably the best deck to go for the Mayakashi Saga turn skip. And as I said, you could play the Angel of Blue Tears, but you could also decide to not play this brick and play a clean 40 card main deck. And by the way, the Fiendsmith has another amazing synergy with the Labrynth deck. So this is a light and the Ariana is a dark. So we could go with those cards into a light dark Chaos Angel, which is even stronger compared to a just dark Chaos Angel that we make in the Labrynth deck usually. And finally, I want to showcase you some combo lines for tier. I already made a video with Fiendsmith combo lines in Tearlaments in the past, but those combos required you to play the Crystal Beast engine with the Rainbow Bridge and the Crystal Beast turret as an Aqua. But now I'm going to showcase you combo lines without the Crystal Beast engine. So just the Fiendsmith and any Aqua monster. Yeah, unfortunately we need one fusion material monster in Tearlaments. Without fusion material monster it won't work. So we start with Trakdos into Lurie, the Lurie discard, special summon the Lurie, Fiendsmith Requiem, special summon the Fiendsmith, then Fiendsmith Graveyard effect, shuffle back the Lurie, summon itself, then Sequentia, shuffle back the Fiendsmith, make Lacrimosa. And here we make the Beatrice, sending the Trivikama banish itself, search the Perla Rhino. And here is where we need any monster to fusion with, so we're going to send the Sharon or the Huffness, it doesn't really matter. And we make Kaleido Heart. Then we can use the Perla Rhino to pop the Kaleido Heart, send the Scream, summon itself back, and then we search the Sulik. And during the opponent's turn we have following interruptions. Beatrice can send a Shuffler. And then we can negate any monster effect from the opponent with the Sulik and send Kaleido Heart. Kaleido Heart comes back, and then we send a tier monster from the deck to the graveyard. And then Kaleido Heart can shuffle back a one card from the opponent. And we make Gregor Stapelia. So here we have following interruptions. Monster negate, shuffle back a card, additional monster negate, pop one card with Perla Rhino, and graveyard interruption with Keldo. So 5 interruptions, and those interruptions are layered, so it's not possible to remove all of them with one single board breaker like one Dark Ruler no more. You need something more than just Dark Ruler no more. And now for the final combo of this video, we have the Fiendsmith and any dark monster, which results in an even stronger end board. So Fiendsmith, search the Trakdos, discard the Lurie, then Lurie to special summon itself, and then link into Requiem, Requiem summon the Fiendsmith, Fiendsmith shuffle back to summon itself, make the Sequentia shuffle back to fusion summon Lacrimosa, and then overlay into Beatrice and Trivikama, add the Perla Rhino add Rhino Heart. Normal summon Rhino Heart, effects and Toughness or Sharon. Then we fusion summon with any dark monster in the hand, field or in the graveyard into Muddragon of the Swamp. And then we are going to overlay into Bahamut Shark. And here we make Totally Awesome. And then we link those two into Sprite Sprint. And then Sprint effect, send the Merly, and then Merly shuffling back the Totally Awesome Rhino Heart into herself. Make Kaleido Heart. And then Planet pop Kaleido Heart summon itself back. Then we send the Scream, add the Sulik. And here we have the same 5 interruptions compared to the previous combo line, but we have also the Sprite Sprint to detach from the Bahamut Shark and bounce one monster from the opponent. So 6 interruptions in total, 6 interruptions with just 2 cards in Tearlaments. And this could be a decklist for Tearlaments, post info. And Tearlaments can actually main deck the Mulchummy because this card has a really amazing synergy with the deck. It's a hand trap that is also Aqua, and we need Aquas in the deck to go into Kaleido Heart. I'm not exactly sure if this is the greatest decklist for Tearlaments post info, still testing certain ratios. There may be some cards that you could cut, for example the Pilgrim Reaper, even though with just one Fiendsmith and one Fenrir, you could go through double rank 6, like one Pilgrim Reaper, mill 5, and then still end on Beatrice to get one guaranteed Foolish, and end on full Tearlaments combo with 6 interruptions at the bare minimum, maybe even more depending on your mills. However, in reality the Pilgrim Reaper rarely comes up and it's kinda win more, so maybe you could cut this card. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my combo guide, see you in the next video, have a nice day, bye!